Today, we're going to look at a company that's trying to rewire the entire industrial backbone of a country. A company that's building something totally new, the digital factory. Let's talk about Dİ-KA.
I mean, it sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie, right? Ordering custom machine parts, sourcing raw materials, managing these complex production lines, all with the same ease as ordering dinner? Well, that very question is right at the heart of what Dİ-KA is trying to do. But, okay, before we get to the solution, we have to understand the problem. Why does the engine of an economy even need a digital revolution in the first place? Let's break down what's called the industrial gridlock. For so many manufacturers, the reality is this tangled web of phone calls, really opaque pricing, and just crippling inefficiencies. You can have factories with these amazing state-of-the-art machines that are just sitting there, collecting dust, simply because they aren't connected to the right customers. That's the industrial gridlock, a huge amount of potential just locked away by old, outdated ways of doing things. And this is where Dİ-KA enters the picture. They're not just trying to build another online marketplace. No, they're building an entirely new kind of factory, the digital factory.
Now, some people have called them the trendiole of industry, which, if you don't know, is kind of like Turkey's version of Amazon. It's a great starting point, gives you that idea of a massive marketplace. But honestly, that comparison barely scratches the surface. See, Dİ-KA isn't just a website where you post a listing and hope for the best. It's an orchestrator. It is a digital factory that handles the entire messy, complex production lifecycle. From using AI to give you an instant price on a 3D model, to guaranteeing quality control and making sure payments are secure, it manages the whole thing. The key point here is it's not a bulletin board. It's a true end-to-end production partner.
So how does this whole digital factory thing actually work? Well, it runs on this brilliant hybrid system, a kind of dual engine model that can serve pretty much any industrial need. And it all comes down to two very different approaches on one platform.
Okay, so on one side, you've got the factory model. This is for the custom, high-value work. Think precision CNC machining for the defense industry, that kind of stuff. And here, Dİ-KA takes a commission on the total project value. But then on the other side, you have the market model. This is for all the ready-to-ship stuff. Raw steel, nuts and bolts, hardware, the essentials. And here's the kicker. The commission is totally different. This is the genius of their strategy. They capture both the high-margin custom projects and the high-volume commodity sales. It makes their platform totally indispensable. And this dual model lets Dİ-KA do something truly disruptive, especially in that big, high-volume market. It lets them basically weaponize their commission rates. Just take a look at this comparison. Even if you don't read Turkish, the story is pretty clear. The red bars, those are the commission rates of Dİ-KA's competitors. And the little green bars? Yep, that's Dİ-KA. Across every single category, from raw materials to electronics, it's not even a fair fight. This is their entire strategy in one chart. Pull in the entire supply chain with prices that are just impossible for anyone to ignore. Let's put a hard number on that. For raw materials and metal, which is, the absolute bedrock of industry, Dİ-KA is 79% cheaper than its competitors when it comes to commission. That isn't just a discount, that's a complete teardown and rethinking of the entire value chain. And this isn't some one-off deal. Look across the board. Electronics and automation, 53% cheaper. Even in a category like work safety apparel, they literally cut the competitor's rate in half. The message they're sending to suppliers is crystal clear. You're going to make more money selling your products with us, period.
But look, a disruptive price is only half the battle. How do you get the word out? How do you scale a vision this big? Well, Dİ-KA's answer is maybe its most radical idea of all. They're not just building a platform, they're building an army.
So instead of pouring millions and millions of dollars into traditional ads, Dİ-KA just redirects that cash straight to the people who build its network. They call it the industrial sharing model. It's basically an affiliate program, but built from the ground up for the industrial world, turning every salesperson, every engineer, and every consultant into a stakeholder in the company's success. And this model is just designed to grow like crazy. Of course, you earn directly from the business you bring in yourself. But the real power kicks in when you start building a team. You earn a passive commission from their sales, and then you even earn from the sales of the people they bring on board. It's a system that doesn't just reward a single sale, it rewards building a powerful network. Let's make this real for a second. Take the example of this one partner. He builds a team, they bring in 3 million Turkish lira of business in just 1 month. His personal commission from that, 85,500 lira. That's about $2,600 in a month. This isn't just a side hustle. For a lot of people, this is a real career path.
And Dİ-KA really protects its partners. If you bring in a small business, your commission rate on them is locked in for life. If you manage to land a massive client, your commission rate will never drop below a certain floor. It's kind of like creating your own industrial retirement plan. This is all about building long-term, trusted relationships.
So when you put all these pieces together, the digital factory, the insane pricing, and this industrial army, you start to see a picture that's way, way bigger than just one company.
And this right here is their ultimate vision. The goal isn't just about making and selling parts a little more efficiently. It's about taking all of that unused, idle industrial power all across the country, digitizing it, and plugging it into the global economy. It's about getting a whole nation's industrial base ready for the 21st century.
By combining a super powerful digital platform with a grassroots human network, Dİ-KA is creating a whole new kind of industrial ecosystem, which really leaves us with one final, big question. Is this just a really cool story about one smart company in Turkey? Or are we actually looking at the blueprint for the world's next industrial revolution?